Welcome to Living History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.
December 7th, 1941. Seen from Ford Island, the destroyer USS Shaw erupts as its forward magazine detonates during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The fireball captured a moment that changed history forever. During World War II, Annie Tabor, just 20 years old, operates a lathe producing supercharger parts for transport aircraft. Like thousands of women, her work kept planes flying and factories running. On June 5, 1944, Dwight D. Eisenhower speaks with 101st Airborne paratroopers at Greenham Common. Hours before D-Day, he offered calm words and confidence, sharing the weight of a mission that would change history. April 25, 1945. On the banks of the Elbe River near Torgau, American and Soviet troops meet for the first time. The handshake split Nazi Germany in two and signaled the approaching end of the war in Europe. May 1945. In the Western Netherlands, civilians waved to Allied bombers during Operation Manna and Chowhound. Once symbols of war, these aircraft now carried food, ending months of starvation in the hunger winter. Taken on October 8, 1940 during the Blitz in London, this image shows a boy sitting amid the ruins of a bombed bookshop. Surrounded by shattered pages, childhood and culture endured the violence of war. September 17, 1944. British paratroopers of the 1st Airborne Division descend onto Drop Zone X near Renkum in the Netherlands. The opening moments of Operation Market Garden unfold beneath drifting parachutes and rising danger. September 2, 1945. Allied naval aircraft roar over U.S. and British fleets in Tokyo Bay as Japan signs its surrender aboard the USS Missouri. The flyover marked the final moment of World War II, and the silence after 6 years of war. October 24, 1940. Pilots of No. 303 Squadron RAF walk from their Hawker Hurricane at RAF Leconfield. The Polish unit became the highest-scoring squadron of the Battle of Britain. In 1940, a Messerschmitt Bf 109E3 undergoes wind tunnel testing at Germany's Aeronautical Research Institute near Braunschweig. These experiments aim to refine aerodynamics and stability for one of the Luftwaffe's key fighters. A U.S. 9th Air Force Douglas. A 26 Invader releases its bombs over the Siegfried Line in early 1945. Frozen in mid-air, the falling payload marks the final assault on Germany's western defenses. February 1st, 1944. Senior officers of Supreme Headquarters Allied Expeditionary Force meet in London. In this room, plans were finalized for Operation Overlord, the invasion that would open the road to D-Day. This image is not an authentic World War I photograph. It is a staged or digitally altered scene, blending real German uniforms with a fictional science fiction style machine that never existed in the war. In 1945, U.S. Army nurses relax aboard a Coast Guard manned troop ship, sailing home after VE Day. After months near the front lines, this quiet moment reflects exhaustion, relief, and service finally at rest. On November 5, 1940, Ina Squire Brown steps from her bombed London home to marry. Taken during the Blitz, the image became a symbol of resilience, love, and normal life continuing amid destruction. Captured during the Pacific War in June 1944, a Japanese aircraft is struck by anti-aircraft fire near a U.S. carrier during the Battle of the Philippine Sea, marking the collapse of Japan's naval air power. December 7, 1941, the battleship USS California slowly sinks at Ford Island during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Once a flagship of the Pacific Fleet, it became a symbol of shock, loss, and a nation pulled into war. This candid black and white photograph shows 3 military personnel in a tropical setting during the 1940s. Likely taken in the South Pacific, it captures a quiet moment away from combat during World War II. In 1941 in London, air raid wardens demonstrate the British invalid helmet respirator. Designed for those unable to wear standard gas masks, it reflects wartime adaptation to protect the most vulnerable. Captured during World War II, the U.S. Navy destroyer escort USS Fisk DE-143 is seen moments after being struck by a torpedo. The ship breaks apart, freezing a sudden moment of loss at sea. After the 872-day siege ended in January 1944, Soviet soldiers embraced civilians in Leningrad. Following unimaginable loss and starvation, this moment captured relief, survival, and the hard-won liberation of a city that refused to fall. Rear Admiral Eugene B. Fluckey was one of the U.S. Navy's most daring submarine leaders of World War II. A Medal of Honor recipient, he earned the nickname Lucky Fluckey for bold missions deep in enemy waters. Taken on June 6, 1944 by Walter Rosenblum, this image shows wounded soldiers of the 1st Infantry Division on Omaha Beach, capturing the cost of the assault in its opening hours. During the Dnieper-Carpathian Offensive of 1943-44, Soviet T-34 tanks advanced alongside infantry on the Eastern Front. Spanning months, this massive operation helped push German forces west and reshape the course of the war. On October 1, 1940, photographer Claude P. Detloff captured 5-year-old Warren Bernard reaching for his father as soldiers marched to war. The image became a lasting symbol of separation, love, and the human cost of World War I. In the winter of 1944, during the Battle of the Bulge in Luxembourg, an American soldier pauses to shake paws with a stray dog. In the cold and chaos of war, a small gesture offered warmth, comfort, and a reminder of humanity. September 17, 1944. 4 paratroopers of Britain's 1st Airborne Division take cover near Arnhem, Netherlands. Caught in the opening hours of Operation Market Garden, the image reflects the danger and uncertainty of a mission that would soon turn tragic. April 10, 1945. American soldiers pose atop a captured 274mm German railroad gun near Rentfertshausen. Often mistaken for larger superguns, this weapon marked the final collapse of Nazi firepower in Europe. Taken in January 1945 by Tony Frissell in London, this image shows a boy clutching a toy amid ruins, a quiet symbol of loss, survival, and childhood enduring the scars of war. Germany, 1945. U.S. Army Chaplain George F. Dahm leads Sherman tank crews in prayer. Before battle, faith and quiet reflection offered strength to men facing uncertainty at the war's end. The final known photograph of Adolf Hitler, taken on April 28, 1945. As Berlin collapsed around him, the image captures the quiet end of a regime built on war, destruction, and fear. April 1945. An American soldier stands amid rubble inside the monument to the Battle of the Nations. Once a Nazi stronghold, the shattered monument marked the final collapse of German resistance in the city. During World War II, Red Army soldiers lie in a trench as a Soviet T-34 tank rolls overhead in a training exercise. The image reflects the harsh discipline and coordination required for survival on the Eastern Front. Paris during World War II. Captured in a German archive photograph, Wehrmacht soldiers stand in the occupied city. The image reflects a moment when Europe's cultural heart fell silent under foreign control. The 1945 battle for Iwo Jima was among the war's bloodiest. Nearly all Japanese defenders died, and U.S. Marines suffered massive losses, all to secure a tiny island vital for airfields and the final push toward Japan. On May 2, 1945, Soviet photographer Yevgeny Khalday captured Red Army soldiers raising a flag over the Reichstag. The image marked the fall of Berlin and the defeat of Nazi Germany. Taken in 1945 by Richard Peter, a statue atop the Dresden City Hall looks out over a ruined city. Known as kindness, it stands in silent contrast to the destruction below. June 6, 1944. An aerial view of Utah Beach captures the opening hours of D-Day. American forces move ashore as the amphibious assault begins, marking the first step toward liberating Western Europe. Taken in late 1943 in France, a German soldier sits with his war dog beneath the barrel of a coastal artillery gun. Amid steel and firepower, the quiet bond hints at companionship even within the machinery of war. February 15, 1942. During the fall of Singapore, British-led troops, including men of the Suffolk Regiment, surrender at gunpoint. The moment marked the largest capitulation in British military history. On August 6, 1945, at 8:15 a.m., a mushroom cloud rises over Hiroshima after the first atomic bomb used in warfare. In seconds, a city was changed forever, marking a new and terrifying chapter in human history. Taken in 1943 during the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising in Warsaw, this image became one of the most recognized photographs of World War II. It came to represent the Holocaust, the suffering of children, and the loss of 6 million Jewish lives. During World War II, Marina Raskova briefs members of her all-female air units. Founded under her command, these pilots, later known as the Night Witches, flew dangerous missions that redefined women's role in combat aviation. This image shows a Curtiss SB-2C Helldiver marked with the number 210, but it is not a real World War II photograph. It appears to be a video game or flight simulator render inspired by historical aircraft rather than an authentic wartime image. The Battle of the Bulge was Germany's final major offensive on the Western Front in late 1944. Fought in brutal winter conditions, it tested Allied resolve and marked the last gamble of the Nazi war effort. General Matthew B. Ridgway was a key American commander in World War II and later the Korean War. Known for calm authority and airborne leadership, he helped reshape U.S. military command during crisis.
Thanks for watching. If there's a forgotten era or photo you want me to bring to life, drop it in the comments. I'm listening.